Okay, this problem says that x is between 3 and 5, and quantity A is x minus 4 on negative x, and quantity B is 4 minus x on negative x. So the only difference is the numerator. It says x minus 4. This one says is 4 minus x. Well, x can be 4 because 4 is right in between 3 and 5, and if you plug in 4 there, it'll be 4 minus 4. This will be 4 minus 4, and in that case, a will be 0 and b will be 0, and these two quantities will equal. But x doesn't have to equal to 4. So let's say x is equal to 4.5. So let's say case number 1, x is equal to 4.5. What's quantity A? Quantity A is going to be 4.5 minus 4, which is going to be 0.5, over negative 4.5. And that, of course, is going to be a negative number. Quantity B is going to be 4 minus 4.5, so that's equal to negative 0.5, and denominator is the same, negative 4.5. Negative divided by negative is positive number, so in this case, quantity B is bigger. And needless to say, really, if x is equal to 3.5, that's less than 4. In that case, quantity A will be negative number divided by negative number. Quantity B will be, 4 minus 3.5 is positive, so positive divided by negative number. So in that case, quantity A will be greater. I'm going to write it down for you, just in case. So 3.5 minus 4 on negative 3.5. As I said before, that's negative over negative. And this is 4 minus 3.5 over minus 3.5. And that's negative number because it's positive over negative. So in this case, we can see that they can be equal. B could be greater, A could be greater, so the answer is D. There is a strict algebraic method for this one. Quantity A, if you have negative sign at the denominator, you can always pull it out of the denominator, so it becomes x minus 4 on x. You can actually put a negative sign outside there. So that's what quantity A is. So you just need to understand that, negative 1 on 2 is the same as, you can actually put the negative sign on top on the numerator. So that's the same as negative 1 on 2. That's also the same as 1 on negative 2. Just remember that, okay? That's very, very important. And for this one, you can also do it the same way. If you can pull out a negative sign out, and you have x here, and then you may have 4 minus x on the top. So that's the same as quantity B. Let's make this one a little bit similar to this one. Okay, so 4 minus x is equal to, you can always pull out, you can always do this, okay? So minus, you can pull out a negative sign outside, and 4 was positive, so if you pull out a negative sign, that becomes negative 4, and it's negative x, so it becomes positive x. So that, negative times negative is, so negative 4 is positive 4, and negative positive x is negative x. So that always works. Similarly, you can do like 4 minus 3 is equal to, you can write that alternatively as minus negative 4 plus 3. So you can always pull out a negative sign and then flip their signs. So positive becomes negative, negative becomes positive, okay? So that's a rule. So if I just write the rule here, A minus B is equal to minus A plus B, okay? But it doesn't really matter what you write first, so instead of writing negative A plus B, you can write B first, so just B. That's positive, so you don't need any sign there, and minus A, okay? So that's a possibility. So 4 minus x is equal to, pull out a negative sign, and you can write positive x first, and then minus 4. Okay? So the quantity b here becomes negative, it's already there, and then x there, and then 4 minus x is negative, and then x minus 4. If you have two negative signs, they cancel each other and become positive because negative times negative is positive. So this becomes x minus 4 on x. So quantity b is this one, and quantity a is this one. It's kind of like negative a, where a is this whole thing, this whole fraction, and that's just a. Okay, so it's a negative a versus a. So which one is bigger? You may think that a is bigger. No, no, no. A could be negative. If a is a negative number, then negative a will be a positive number. So in that case, a will be bigger. So it really depends on what x is. So if you look at this expression here, if x is greater than 4, then this is guaranteed to be positive because it could be greater than 4, like 4.5. 4.5 minus 4 is 0.5. That's positive over positive. This one here, if x is greater than 4, then it'll be negative. For this one, if x is less than 4, like 3.5, 3.5 minus 4 is negative, and you have another negative sign there, so it'll be positive. So we can conclude that quantity A is positive if x is less than 4, and quantity B is positive if x is greater than 4. So yeah, that's why the answer is D, because x can be greater than 4 or less than 4. Okay.